I love them. Alright guys, welcome everyone to the 1v1 Arabia Invitational. It is the matchup in Group B between TyRanT Fire and his opponent being Dogao. Both, of course, quite well known actually in the community, and generally they're actually very good friends, so I'm expecting a really good matchup in this series nonetheless. So in the blue we've got TyRanT Fire here, and of course first game 1 of the best of 5 series. If you haven't known already, it's a Huns War Classic. Who is the best at Huns in this matchup? And well, let's have a look at TyRanT Fire's map then, shall we? It's actually Green Arabia, of course, so no on those pesky little oases, and well, on the front of this base it's actually got a wood line here. To the right it's got a bit of berries, which is actually taking initially, of course. Looks like he's been struggling to find a sheep initially, but or just taking out of him for good measure. But I think he had a slight issue, but it's okay. It's all recovered, all good in the hood. Back of the map, though, no wood lines to speak of, apart from one that's very far at the back. But he does have, however, his main stone and his secondary gold. On the north of his TC, though, towards actually Dogao's base, we actually do have his main gold on this awful hill. Ugh. This is making me cringe in my seat already, just because of the fact that he can't TC it. It's very far out on the front. He's definitely, in my opinion, going to have to put a tower on that for the feudal age, for sure, if he wants to even remotely think about taking it. He can go to the back guild, however. It is a bit safer to take from, if he really feels like it. But again, that's also very far away, so you may even have to see a tower from that too, but we'll see if he goes for either one of those strategies. He's going to go and take the wood line over here on the far left, though, of course. And I think that's pretty much it. And of course, an extra ball, the second one over there. And his first one is over on the front too. That's very far away. We could see Dogao going for a cheeky ball steal if he's going to find it. And looking at Scout already, he could be on the way to find it. I keep saying all good in the hood a lot. Looks like he's not going to see it actually though. He will pick up his extra 2 sheep though. As we actually move towards Dogao's base, so he's got one ball in the front there by his berries. He's got some extra sheep there too. Sorry, sheep? My god, they're deer. He's got a back wood line here to take from, and actually one in the front too. Actually got pretty good wood lines actually. And to speak about golds as well, a bit to the left hand side of his TC, sort of towards the back, but it's actually sort of in parallel to Fire's base. So he brings that first ball in just in the nick of time. His secondary gold there being very close by, and his second stone as well. So again, look at that triangle business, boys. But it's okay. That main gold's definitely a lot better than Fire's, in my opinion. So I would take that every day. Has got a small little hill in the front, this sort of ridge. If he controls this hill on the front, it'd be quite nice for him. But at the same time, though, you can argue that if he loses it, he could be in an awful amount of trouble. His main stone actually been to the far right hand side. A little bit of a cliffy area here with some more deer. And to round it off, that last ball. So that's the name of it. The extra golds, of course, being towards more the middle. That was third gold. That's his third gold, isn't it? That is an interesting third gold. That's his third gold, yeah. And on the right there, extra gold in the middle there. That's pretty much, of course, round it all off. And of course, that is Fire's third gold there too. Gonna bring that ball and takes a one shot in the second, and as he makes his way down the steepy hill. So anything interesting to note? Well, looks like Fire's got 3 in the wood. Nothing too interesting, and Fire's got 3 in the wood too. So probably going to be a classic Hun sort of scout sort of situation. Nothing much more to it really. Whew. At this point in the game, it's always about 550. If I'm like generally doing any games and or casting, I always find at this point I'm like, well, what do I talk about next? What do I talk about next? I've covered all the map. I've covered the players. Let's just see what actually Dogao's scouting out here. Looks like he's going to scout out the berries, he's scout out TC, he's going to scout the woodline out. Looks like he's not going to bother trying to take out that scout. Not much point. And then they'll build to the wood. Ooh. Enthralling stuff. For the berries. Fire having a little cheeky scout about, see what's going on. Normally it would be scouting around here-ish, because it's just in general, normally on the opposites, parts of the map. But that's actually very close. The rush distance, actually, to be fair, in this game is actually quite short. Oh, I said actually. I've been trying to say less actuallys, but I just said it, so GG me. It's very short. Which makes it very interesting, of course, because at rush distance being very short means those units will get there very much faster, could put a lot of pressure down earlier on, la-di-da-di-da. So like Fire's making a little lumber camp out here, just sending bills out, and he's just going to wait to click up, and then sort the rest out of his eco out. As Fire does click up first, a few later to go, just going to get the loom just about now. I heard a little bit of a warning sign. It was like it took a 3 damage on that scout from the TC. Was it worth it? Question mark from Dogao. Well, could be. Look at the actual difference in uptime as well. And actually, as well. Oh god, Jesus Christ! I'm saying. And with Fire actually going 21 pop and Dogao going to go for that 22 pop, which explains a slight time difference. But looks like Fire wants to get those scouts out a little bit earlier and try and get that map control, of course. Not liking the fact that his gold being this far forward, and probably not generally happy with the map that he currently has. So he wants to get that a little bit earlier of an uptime to get a slight advantage, just so he can get those scouts out and just basically try and control the map a bit more. That's the plan, I believe. As Dogao sends a Bill out to start putting your barracks down. Very far forward, actually. Don't blame him, though. Fire is going to hit the feudal age any second now. And actually could run into the scout here of Dogao, and of course being slightly up, of course, the scout gets a nice little buff, being a little bit faster, a little bit more damage, and oh, could he actually try and stop this bill from building barracks? Oh, no, he's actually not going to commit to it. Ooh. A little bit surprised there, couldn't put the harassment, but I guess he values the scout a little bit more importantly at this point, especially the fact that he's going up on that 21 pop. Doesn't want to lose it. And there we go, in the feudal age that he is. We're going to probably be seeing that stable coming down. Yes, sir, there it is. It's going down already. I just think he actually pulled 3 bills out. Or he's just chopping that I don't know what he was doing in that tree there, but it looks like he just pulled that bill back, of course. What's going on in the chat, by the way? I'm seeing some pretty weird stuff. Dogao getting a horse corner and that double bed tax, of course, and actually throws 3 bills down to that stable, wants to get that up pronto. As even looks to try and start walling in those lumber lines. And Fire being extremely aggressive here, actually. Right from the bat off, it's going to start sending a spearman out, but will actually walk into the path of that wolf, and will the wolf attract the aggro? I think it might do. No! Oh, come on! But actually, okay, there he is. But Fire's actually cleaning that up already before it gets too messy. And take a couple of hit points off that spearman. I was about to say, there's no way that spearman was going to get away with that scot-free. Anyway, that scout actually going to get a bit caught out. The spearman is already forward. Dogao's already got a spearman out of his own, ready to respond to this. So he's already walled up that wood line. So he's got a spear handy. Probably just going to protect that berries, of course. And now it looks like Fire's going to send the scouts around the outside. Probably going to try and loop around and try and hit one of the lumber lines, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. So nicely played from him. Scared of wildlife. Of course I'm scared of wildlife. I don't want to walk. Oh, come on, Dave. Okay, right. I'll tell everyone afterwards why. Or you can just post it, I don't care. But that's just rude. Anyway, though, Dogao gets right to that woodline, though, with 3 scouts. Actually going to trap 2 vills here. Could lose one. Or could he kill that scout? Oh, no, no, that's too much HP. But, oh, there's a slight blocking there. And actually loses 1 scout. Oh, my God, Dogao. Actually, a little bit of, oh, what's the word again? Just backs out at just the last second. Indecisive. Oh. That was a really unfortunate. He actually paced it with 2 scouts. And he just couldn't get the job done on that villager. And now actually Fire does the correct thing. It puts it back into his TC and will retask it to something a little bit safer, like a farm. But really well played by Fire, actually. He sort of trapped the 2 scouts, but at the same time trapped his own vills. Looking really risky. But manages to pull that one off very well. Keeps the scouts a little bit behind. Looks like he's playing a little bit safe here whilst he gets that gold mine up and running. Sends a few more vills out to there. Looks like he tries to transition, of course, into those archery ranges. As he sends them back out now. And actually, still despite that, though, Dogao is 1 vill up. And now he's starting to put down his first archery range. A little bit ahead of Fire, actually. But this could get denied, but I don't think so. There's 2 spearmen. There's no bloodlines on these scouts. So, yeah, he's just going to run away, of course. Another spearman on that gold pile as well. But it's actually going to try and commit onto this. Just take 1 big jab, actually, from that spearman. The other one shuffles into place, and the third Spearman actually gets drawn out from the gold. Now, if this gets a little bit out of position, Dogao's still on point here, realizing this could cause a few issues, manages to pull it back, and at the same time, Dogao sends a little raiding party of his own, 4 scouts out, ready to try and do some damage. Didn't he get one Vil? No, he didn't get a Vil. The Vil went to TC and went to hit. That's the Vil. It was that woman there. She lived. Dogao can't really get much damage done here. The Spearman doing some good coverage. This is what I love about the Spearman here. In general, it's what I like to call zoning. They zone out very well from the scouts, especially in these small numbers, especially with one quite weak too. And at this level, you know which one to target straight away as well, if you're watching. It's going to be very difficult for these 4 scouts to get any real damage done. Now, Fire has 2 archer ranges now, starting to pump out those archers already. Same, likewise, from Dogao, but military is still 11-11, though. Now 12 for Fire. Fire idling his TC again. Maybe. And actually, instead, though, Fire looks to jump straight on in. He's actually got the bloodlines now done on these scouts, and he's going to ready to try and do some damage. You can't really actually get into the woodlands. You know, it's been fully palisaded in, and there's no real danger of any of these trees being chopped down anytime soon either. So these scouts just trying to get some info. They really want to get a pick off, but at least getting some information about what's going on. Dogao now getting bloodlines himself. You might try and go about the little counter raid here. He's actually get the blacksmith done too. I'm probably going to look to get that all-important fletching. I really doubt he's going to get scale-binding armor at this stage. So his 4 scouts are having a nice little plod around. Fire sending his own scouts back, probably looking to regroup the rest of his army before looking to push out once more. I'm actually quite amazed that no tower has been put down actually from Fire. I already thought of thinking this is actually a really bad gold pile. I know he's got the military buildings right next to it, but even still, you got to send them out at some point. Actually, a lot of scouts coming from Fire, by the way. I think Dogao's got a few queued up in his own stable, but still, that's a good number there. And now he's coming out with those archers, of course. Hasn't got the fletching done, though. Okay, now he's starting to get the fletching. Perhaps a tad bit late. Nobody wants to get this done by the time you reach your opponent's base, but ooh, second stable coming out from Dogao. Ooh, as Fire lays siege onto the stable. Of course, getting that extra DPS from being uphill, but I'll be honest, I'm not too sure what the real goal behind this is. Anyway, a bunch of archers do pop out from Dogao. No fletching done by him either, but the Spearman there looking to try and get a good couple of jabs in here as Dogao's own scouts are retreating out, pops out a few more. Oh, blimey, that's quite a few there. As the second stable gets dropped down. Fire now getting scaled by it, so is Dogao. Oh, we're looking for a full-on feudal. This could go late. Oh, I'm like this. But the thing is that Dogao hasn't got the hill. This is actually really important for Fire if you can keep it up. Now it looks like Dogao wants to fight, though. He's going to get the scale-binding armor done at the same time as Fire. If not, Fire gets it slightly ahead. So if Fire engaged at the correct point here, could end up with a really good result. Those 3 Spearmen, though, are pretty menacing. Has to make sure it doesn't lose too many. Sticking to the hill, though, but gets a good engagement off, actually. I think from Dogao. He's also, of course, defender's advantage. A couple of scouts pop out. And now he's getting stuck in. A couple of Spearmen also getting involved, too. This is not looking good for Fire. Fire is actually losing a lot here, I feel. I think, yeah. Oh, but actually, Fire then brings a couple more into the fight just now. Oh my god, this is such an important fight right now. But I think the uphill bunch slightly goes towards Dogao here. It's got a couple more archers on top of the hill too. As a couple more scouts do pop out with that second stable really adding in, and there we go. He's taking the fight. Oh, I thought he was actually gonna... Yeah, he's definitely going to win this now, I feel. It's actually looking closer than I thought, but still. Dogao now comes up on top, and TyRanT fires on the retreat here. I don't know why I'm saying TyRanT fire, just call it Fire, please. Great fight, though, from Dogao. Using the defender's advantage, of course, and those upgrades came in a sweet time. And actually, the Spearman did a decent job, too. Still won alive. Still not over, though. But I wonder how... Yeah, Fire responded with a second stable of his own, which is nice. Now Dogao's getting the forging. Ooh, cheeky. Still no tower being popped up yet from Fire. I'm just waiting for a tower to come up. It might be really useful on this occasion now it's getting towards a much heavier feudal paddle archer armor being done on those archers. But look at the army size right now, 13 to 18, but it just feels so much more right now from Dogao. And Dogao is just on the hunt. As looks like Fire trying to position his archers into a small little corner. Now a couple of spearmen get involved too. But this time Dogao's got the uphill, and this is not looking great. Now it actually forces Fire to get some Vills in action actually here. Now with the forging on these scouts too, pack a bit more of a punch in this. And oh, this is looking pretty gruesome. I'm not seeing any counter raids from Fire here. Fire is down to 5 military, 16 coming from Dogao. He's just pumping units straight in towards Fire's base. If there was a tower here, this could have done so much more work, I feel. It could have been a much more... this is not looking good for Fire. Dogao is taking... Okay, now a tower starts to put... Okay, I knew there'd be a tower, but this is like the worst time to put a tower down now. It's got no military on the field here. The archer's just going to get to work on this. Or will it? Will this tower actually go up? There's no way. So yeah, there's no way. Come on. One bill goes down. Looks like the other one will get picked off too. 70% of towers up, but it's going to get denied. A couple more scouts are popping out from Fire to try and clean up the rest of this army. But still outnumbered here. 13 to 5. Now he's just getting bills stuck involved too. Not great on terms of Island Eco. And of course, I'm hearing the death of a couple more villagers. 41-42 though. He tries to... Okay, the tower finally goes up. Blimey, that took a lot of effort, I'll be honest. But the gold will be secure at least. And it will force back Dogao a little bit to make him regroup and maybe rethink about where he wants to go from here. Putting down another lumber camp, and now puts down another archery range here from Fire as the number just keeps increasing from Dogao actually. But it's actually closed down. It's actually now 12 to 17 here. We don't want to be fighting underneath these towers, really. Dogao, gotta find another route, I think. This is surprisingly holding up very well here from Dogao. Sorry, from Dogao, from Fire. Despite all the aggression, he actually hasn't got the forging on these scouts. He's sort of out-teched here a little bit here. Now he's looking to try and find another engagement once more. Now packing in a few villagers into that tower, of course, forcing us back. This, of course, actually even leading to a slow increase in that villager number. Now it's 3 villas difference here. Military only 3. Who's actually looking to click up? Fire is nowhere near. Dogao, however, oh boy, Dogao's not too far away. That is looking good for him. Both of them just having a little bit of a Mexican standoff right now. Plenty more archers actually from Dogao. But not as many scouts here, and Fire has got a bit more in that number advantage here. Probably just because of the fact that he's actually saving the food so he can click up, of course, for Dogao. And there we go, Dogao is clicked up. But there's actually a bit of a scary tie right now because he will be a little bit behind here in terms of actual numbers. And he'll get pushed here pretty hard. These scouts with +3, +1 bloodlines just do so much work. And there's no actual padded archer armor. So these scouts can get picked off quite well by the army of Fire. Dogao literally has to hold on to make sure he can get to the castle edge with some decent amount of army to try and basically retake the game in terms of its control. And he will just stick back to his base, probably close to the tower, close to the wood line. As now Fire looks to find a way in. And there is actually a little gap here by the wood line, so he can try and zip round in with some scouts and do some raiding if he feels like it. And here too. But instead he's actually going to focus down this stable. And it's actually quite low on the HP numbers, and Dogao has to either let this one go, or he's going to have to try and contest it. And it looks like he's going to just try and chip away at these scouts, but nicely microed by Fire. Dragging away. And there we go, one stable down. That's nice. Maybe not the most important, like it's going to be a deciding factor, but it is going to cut down some production when Dogao does hit Castle Age. And Fire is still nowhere near. We might even see Fire call GG. I don't want to say for sure, but we might. It's going to be very quickly out-teched and outgunned, basically, very shortly. So let's try and get some harassment done. Tries to pick one villa off, but doesn't get a single arrow landing on that. One scout does go down. More and more scouts are flooding in from Fire. Looks like it's an all or nothing. in this build. Still more scouts being pumped out as well, as Fire looks to try and click up soon. And we're going to see that castle edge coming very shortly. "28 minutes in, I can't believe it's just been an absolutely great feudal war battle here, as Dogao is finally hitting the castle edge crossbow, bodkin, bowsaw. We're going to probably seeing a university for the ballistics soon. The full Monty right now, as he takes down the other stable as well. That's going to actually make sure no knights start to pop out, but Dogao responds by dropping down on the archery range to try and look to, of course, produce those all-important cav archers. Might even start just keep making crossbows, just because that extra range you can get out of it. Trying to look for an engagement, of course. Cav archers starting to pump out too now, but oh god, Fire's walking to that much of a care in the world. But he's got so many scouts though, but still, the crossbows just provide so much damage now. And Fire is basically, he's going to click up very shortly, so he needs to basically use this time to buy him time. Funnily enough, he needs to buy time with this. He's got the numbers currently, 37 to 23. And with this hill too, it's going to be difficult for Dogao to really effectively take this. He will take it, but it's just how much the Fire can get out of it. And there we go, he's going to go for that engagement right now. It was like the Gao's trying to charge up the hill, but I don't think it's actually gone too well for him. Now the scouts going to get involved too. And actually picked up a good number of scouts. There's still a large number of archers here. And the cav archers just can't do enough at this point, surprisingly enough. And the Gao finally getting a pad of that Charam. I'm still waiting for... he hasn't got any stones build TCs, I think, so he's putting into everything what he can. I just had a stable coming from Fire, actually. 3 stables from Fire. Ooh. Meanwhile, though, it looks like Dogao's going to send a small batch of cav archers to start raiding right now, and this wood line's very precarious. There's no tower protecting it at all. He could lose a lot of villagers here if he's not too careful. Let's see how this raid goes along. Well, one archer goes down. Oh, could be a massacre right now. Okay, now a tower's about to be put down by Fire. A little bit too late, if you ask me. May try and get denied, and if it doesn't get denied, he's suddenly going to get a lot of kills out. This kills out one scout. This tower's going to go up, but actually gets abandoned here. There's no way he's just going to remake a lumber camp. That's not sure great of a response, but this cav archer is going to start getting to work right now. Fire's on the full retreat. He knows what's up. Needs to try and save his economy as best he can, but this could be a little bit too little too late here. 8 villages difference right now. It's going to start slowly climbing. The scouts have just come back now, but the damage has been quite significant, I think. Tower starting to come up. The scouts will just slowly chip at these cav. Wow, it actually picks off one. That forging, yo. Yet another batch of cav just go straight underneath the tower and start picking at these villagers as well. Plenty of archers though, crossbow and bodkin starting to come into play. Thumbering being thrown in by Dogao now. Okay, I was about to say, well, I wonder when the light cav option will be done. It's going to get done right now. But this game's slowly slipping away from Fire. He's 14 bills behind. But he is still 10 military up. And I always feel like in Hun Wars, though, even though you're like that many bills behind, you can still claim, if you got the good amount of good army, and generally so, it's still not over just yet. But still, though, the cav archers now. This tower just in good amount of range to chip at these cav archers, but that means they do still get a good couple of picks off first. A couple of vills will go down in this process. University now up for Fire. And so it actually looks like a bit of an engagement happened here, but a lot of light cav actually went down to this. The crossbows should push this back though. The cav archers just so mobile though, so they can just run away and just go to another place quite easily. But they're actually going to try and stand up and fight, and I'm not sure that's probably the best of it. I know he's got the thumbering done for Dogao, but even still, I don't even think the numbers are enough in this occasion. Now with the ballistics being done, look at that, just picking them apart. Now we're seeing knights coming out from Fire. It's got +1/+1 bloodlines, of course, from the scouts earlier on. So still pretty beefy, those knights. And now husbandry, but being done by Dogao. As the rest of his army starts to get pretty much chipped away here. And he's actually starting to fight this downhill. And yeah, he's going to back off. There's no way he'll be thinking about doing that. Ballistics now being done by fire. Oh, I thought Ballistics was done. Well, that had me wrong, because quite frankly, he killed so many units there. I thought, wow, Ballistics already been done. I knew the university was up, but I generally thought Ballistics already done by that point. But there you go. That RNG, I feel, on those crossbows earlier on. But there you go. So Ballistics will be done. And they will be able to... get some movement done. Dogao not going to have a plan. Leather archer armor. Just going to tank up those cav archers just a little bit more. As right now, Fire sends 3 knights and a cav archer start raiding. And this wood line, well, it's up for pickings. Man, if he had a few more knights, like 5 or 6, and oh, look at this, Dogao already cottoning on to what's going on. Evacuates the lumber line as best he can. It's like maybe 1, 2, or 3 bills could go down the process here. That's 3 bills down. Some nice raiding with the amount of units you have. Very nice and efficient here from Fire. But at the same time, though, looks like Dogao's going to try and punish him once more. Goes straight back to the lumber line again. Kills 1 villager. Could go for the... yeah, these villas are definitely dead. This tower might go up, actually, in nick of time. But he has lost a lot of villas as a result, though. And where the rest of hell... Fire, the rest of the army is actually just go straight towards a base trade here. He's going to go straight to Dogao's base here. Start picking up some farmers or whatever he can. This is actually getting quite messy right now. Dogao has got a second TC by this gold. As his main gold has finally been used up. But even still. Messy stuff. But look at the fill count now. 38 to 63. Despite the fact that he's actually a few military yet. Yes, less. The crossbows trying to raid as best they can. But not really getting an awful amount achieved. Might pick off a couple of hills here. Looks like they will. Meantime, though, the rest of those cav archers in the middle of the map, well, making easy work of the rest of the army of Fires there. It's actually a second TC coming out from Fire. I don't see a second TC, just more towers protecting his resources. His gold is going to become a very big issue in a short matter of moments, actually. 400 gold left on that thing. He has to go back here for the gold. If you can get a TC here, it'll be, you know, brilliant, but it's a question of if he can. I'm not too sure it's got enough space. I want to say yes, but it's very close. I could be wrong. Crossbows now coming on the other side. Pick up another Vill. And chip away at the lumber camp, but it looks like the cav archer's going to come around the outside, though, of this wood line. I'm going to try and trap him, sort of. Oh, they go back the wrong way. Not through the TC route. They're going to run into the cav archers with the thumb ring. Oh, this is going to be a slaughter. They're going to get picked off. Fire desperately microing as best he can, but look at the numbers. Oh my god. It's just getting destroyed. And that is the bulk army of Fires as well, getting chipped away. He's going to go into a corner, which of course he has no way out from. He is trapped. This is just like, and Dogao just like sends the rest of them away, knowing that the job is done. Now Fire has got a good bank of army here still. He's got a few light cavs backed up with a couple of cav archers, but that big loss of the crossbows is huge, and he's still on that 1 TC, if I believe, too. He's actually going to mine with the 2 mining camps instead. As another fight looks to ensue, trying to use the light cavs as some sort of tank and get the rest of the cav archers involved. Did quite a decent amount of job there, but still, the field numbers are getting a little bit out of hand as a 3rd TC gets popped down here by Dogao on the stone. This game is slipping out of Fire's control here. The rest of the cav archers cleaning up. Fire now down from what was like 34 military down to 18. Gal looking pretty consistent on the numbers still. He's still hovering around the 30 mark. So now gets the gold shaft mining. He's expanding particularly well too and preparing himself, I think, quite well for the late game too. So he'll probably look to take this extra gold. He's actually got a crossbow there as well, just on hand, just in case Fire might feel like taking that extra gold, knowing that his main goal will be shortly out too. Fire has got this back gold to rely on, which is nice. Fire still looking to try and prod and poke inside Dogao's base, but it's being cut off constantly by Dogao's army. Dogao playing a little bit more defensive now, but he knows he's got a good, solid foot in this game in terms of the eco, and he knows that his opponent's probably quite far behind, so especially just from the score alone. I was like, Fire's going to try and go on once more on the left-hand side here, again to try and raid, but to little avail. And now let's take a TC here from Dogao, actually, from Dogao. Again, just to cover the gold generally, because he can't really find a place to cover. Maybe trying on the top of the plateau, but I think he wants to get a little bit of wood line too, so that's fine. Here on the right-hand side, though, a few more cav archers. Just looking for a small little raiding party there. That crossbow there getting picked off too. And now it's 1737, the military numbers. 51 bills to 88. I still haven't seen a second... Oh, there's a second TC better from Fire on that stone. And by the wood line too. Where's that? And nope, there we go. There's those cavalry. Finally finding that extra gold there from Fire. Now he's going to start picking up those bills, and GG gets caught by Fire. He knows it's over, basically. There's too many cavalry there on the right. He hasn't got enough army, and that small band of cavalry has probably really sealed the deal. But GG, well played. Really nice big feudal war, actually. I haven't seen one of those in a while, personally. I think that it was just that big fight, really, on this section here, when Dogao got that second stable up, and to get, I think, a little bit part defender's advantage, and two, just a slightly better engagement as well when the scouts just popped out. Really helped him out. And then from there, just able to punish and press on Fire's base, really. So that was a really good job. And then when he got up, it just got up much earlier and able to just make use of it, really. But GG's really well played. Good game, and that's the first game. That's like Dogao takes it 1-0 so far. Yeah, wood, stone, gold collected more. A bit more food though collected by Fire, but he was making a lot of light cav, so I'm not surprised. 91 builds, 53. There we go. That is the stats.